Vietnam Crypto Insights. We are back, and the big news has arrived, but I believe a lot of people are a little bit disappointed. When Trump said he was going to do the Bitcoin reserve and announced it at the Bitcoin conference at Nashville last year, I think a lot of people thought that he meant that the U.S. was going to buy Bitcoin, and he was going to be pushing that the government buy Bitcoin. He might very well be, but he just signed an executive order that basically says that they're going to do everything but that. They're going to be holding the Bitcoin that's been received as part of forfeiture or some sort of criminal proceedings against certain outfits that are doing nefarious things. But I don't think that they're going to do anything as far as requiring it. It doesn't say specifically in this order. So that made the markets kind of react a little bit of in an underwhelming way. I think we went all the way down to about 94,000, a little bit back 84,000. That is, we're back up to about 88,000 at this time. But yeah, the market just really tanked on that news. And so we're seeing a little bit of a bounce back. I think that, some of the hype around it, was pretty much not well thought out. But, on the positive note, the state of Texas this week, they did do a strategic reserve bill passed by the state Senate in Texas, and the state House, part of the legislative process, they have to either approve or deny it by May 24th. Now, this bill actually has a little bit more teeth. It's called SB 21. This provision in the law basically says that it vests the controller of the state to invest, sell, or manage the state's Bitcoin holdings with the discretion of a prudent investor. And it gives the state the authority to not only acquire, but hold and manage Bitcoin and potentially other digital assets as part of the state's financial strategy. Now, that should be extremely bullish because Texas will be the first state in the U.S. which will actually have a reserve, and they might even beat the United States government to the punch as far as the strategic reserve, which allows the government authorities to actually buy and acquire. Now, that will actually be really bullish for the space because there's only few countries that are doing that right now. Not any states, but just a few countries. So that is actually really bullish. And as far as XRP is concerned, XRP, really interesting exchange between one of the legal heads of the IMF and Brad Garlinghouse the other day. And he was asking if the IMF, if they will hold XRP.
Go for it. The first one's for you. IMF. Do you see IMF holding crypto assets in the future? I did not put that up there.
Remember, I'm from the legal department. I'm supposed to be very conservative about these things. I don't want to go into great details about
Maybe I should take what the IMF is going to do. I think we stunned Ross into silence with that one.
For that to happen, okay, under the current legal framework, some country would have to use a crypto asset as its currency.
Also bodes well for their chances now that they have also a stable coin on the Ripple network, or soon to be launched. I think they have the XRP stable coin. So that will actually be big for the space. One of the other pieces of news of what I'd like to talk about real quick is that they finally have dismissed the case against Richard Heart and HEX, I should say. And I find this interesting because the US SEC basically tried to say that because US citizens were holding in their wallets that somehow gave the US government jurisdiction. The court basically rejected that out of hand and said, look, you guys can't just say that everybody's under our jurisdiction because they're holding a particular digital asset, and that doesn't jibe with any of the prior rulings, similar cases. You know, one where the SEC went after an Ethereum-based DeFi project, I believe, that's had some sort of nodes. I guess Ethereum had a bulk amount of nodes or something like that in the US. So that gave them jurisdiction. That they said that this didn't even allege that against Richard Heart and HEX. So, you know, he was able to escape for this time, but I think that they might come after him and refashion the complaint and try to get him in the jurisdiction of the US again. But we'll see. I don't know if this new administration with the Trump administration, what they're doing with the Department of Justice and the hiring and firing of numerous officials within the not only the judiciary, but the Department of Justice, but you know, some of the other agencies as well. So we'll see what the new blood will actually do with the lawsuit, whether they'll go ahead with the lawsuit and still try to pursue Richard Heart and HEX, or if they'll let it be. But now here's an interesting chart of which countries do actually hold Bitcoin, and it's I think that it's really telling. There's a lot of countries. It looks like China actually has more Bitcoin. The U.S. has about 200,000 Bitcoin, so they say. But you know, it looks like China has far more. And Bhutan, which actually is one of the few countries that has a strategic reserve as well. But yeah, you see up there Georgia, which is very bullish for crypto. They're right up there too. So that's it for our market update, and let's keep it positive. Hopefully we are back on the path to bullish sentiment here pretty soon. I'm just going to keep my fingers and my toes crossed, and you know, I'll keep you guys updated. Anyway, keep a coffee and crypto, and I'll talk to you next time.